We've taken the awesome journey from Genesis to Deuteronomy, and we're now entering into this land called Canaan in this particular text. But this is also a journey for me. As life is a journey for me, it is also for you, whoever you are. Some of us don't recognize the strength of our legacy. There had to be someone in your life to give you some sort of foundation. It's the natural order of things. To have mothers, fathers, aunts, uncles, grandparents, people in your community that sowed life into you, or in some cases, a certain amount of death. Ideas, or forget the ideas, the mental gamesmanship that it takes to be successful at whatever it is that you want to be, whether working on the docks, working as a truck driver, working as a doctor, working whatever profession that you so choose to work, and working as a mother or a father. You're getting your information from somewhere. Some of it good, some of it not so good. Or as I like to say, some of it right, some of it wrong. I wasn't the greatest father coming up, but I was there. I was there. Best way I could be. Maybe my stepsons could say I wasn't there for them as much as I was for my daughter. They could say that. But there were battles that I was fighting even as my kids were growing up between me and their mom and learning how to navigate those relationships. I was very immature because of the examples that I had in my life. Not passing blame, just saying there are certain things I just didn't understand. Life is truly a journey. If you embrace your journey, you also embrace your position within the journey. You don't try to make yourself something that you're not. You embrace your role. We all have a role to play. We all have a role to play. The journey to Canaan for me is to lay down that foundation. Although I have these incredible visions for my life, I want to break generational curses that were rooted in my particular family and caused by me, because I don't want these obstacles to be obstacles in the lives of the generations coming after me. Someone has to pay the price to change the direction, if there is a direction to change. Some of you, the direction has already been changed for you. I had the opportunity to speak with a lady, a few of them, to be quite frank with you. I love speaking to the older women in particular. For some odd reason, the older men in my culture do not like to share to the degree where they're helping you get forward. And again, that's been my experience. But older women will sit down with you and tell the stories. Again, that's been my experience. Doesn't make it necessarily true for everyone. But when I sat down with this one particular older woman, she was in her 80s, and I have a few of them in my life, so I don't want to target anyone. But in this particular case, when I sat down and talked to her in her 80s, she explained to me what she had gone through to get where she was. And I personally believe that she didn't necessarily see the total value of the opportunities that she had granted her child. In other words, because of the struggles she went through to get to where she was, mindset, spirit, and even physically, her son was now enjoying certain things that I personally don't think either one of them had ascribed to her struggle. Her son was enjoying the fruits of her struggle. I can say this about several people that I know in their 80s. Because that's the way it works. That's the way it works. We get to enjoy the fruit of the struggle of the generations before us if we're paying attention. Some of us have to do the struggling if we're paying attention, so that our generations don't necessarily have to go through the same ignorant things that we were not aware of. Like how to take care of a man or a woman. How money is not the thing that we should be chasing. We should be chasing those things that bring us success because they're based upon our talent. Like preparing ourselves for that. Like gaining better relationships with people who are not destructive mentally or spiritually or even physically. Like surrounding ourselves with the right people. Like not allowing people to abuse us. Like serving God regardless of what people think about you. When I say serving God, I mean living according to his principles and how his principles, in how living according to his principles, in how you treat other people. Not in how you get your stuff, but in how you treat other people, getting beyond your own hurts of your own past and still loving people. Although we're not necessarily going into this next stage, this is just an intro because Moses had died. And now Joshua is in charge. God has already told him to be strong and of good courage. Also, what's interesting is the leadership has told Joshua, we got you. Not all of the leaders. The leaders that had already gained some success and prosperity. Those leaders are the Gadites, or the tribe of Gad, the tribe of Reuben, and the tribe of Manasseh. They said to Joshua, we got your back. How many of you on your journey have found a few people who are already successful and is willing to go to battle with you because of the promise that they made to the forefathers, to God? I say that way, the forefathers to God, is because in context, we're only interested in following people who have the same vision as us, which is to follow God. This is not about following the world system. Although the world system seems to be all within the culture of the tribes, because people think that the world system is the better system to follow in a lot of cases. In this case, Joshua is being strengthened by three of the tribes. One is the half tribe of Manasseh, which you'll find later is a very, very, very successful tribe. We would call these people billionaires today. But these three tribes, or 2.5 tribes, if you will, or depending on how you look at it, because I don't want to argue religion, factions. However you see these three groups of people that stood with Joshua and said to him, whoever breaks the law, we got your back. You can't build anything without having a few tribes with you. I'm telling you my testimony. The unfortunate truth, and it is a truth, is a lot of people will not believe in your vision for life, but they will want you to believe in theirs. They want you to be Gad. They want you to be Reuben. They want you to be Manasseh. Because they want to be Joshua. If you don't have the money of the Reubens and the Gads and the Manassehs, they will throw you aside. I'm telling you my testimony. And by the way, this is still for my kids, my brothers and sisters in Africa and in Bangladesh. And whomever else believes I'm a teacher of these spiritual principles, God bless you. So you have to be careful who you surround yourself with. Everyone around you is not interested in following you. They're interested in you, in a lot of cases, following them. Very few people get that we don't follow each other. We all just follow the hand of Moses. Which means that you can all be leaders in your own tribes and still go in the same direction. And the trick to being successful is not discounting any tribe, but it's getting to know each tribe and their abilities. And being helpful to them. Because keep in mind, these three tribes had to help Joshua, but not just Joshua. It was the other tribes become successful. There was a relationship and there was a commitment beforehand to the forefathers that not only Joshua, Gad, Reuben, and Manasseh would be successful, but they were going to help everyone cross over the Jordan. Joshua chapter 1, Joshua chapter 2, and chapter 3. For doing so, there would be miracles. And so God was preparing Joshua and saying, listen, I'm with you like I was with Moses. So I'm going to do a similar miracle, which is that the Ark of the Covenant will stand with the Levites who weren't necessarily counted. We're going to, the Levites, which I am one of them, are going to stand in the gap and stop the waters so that all the tribes can cross over the Jordan. Rahab the prophet had already been told about. I'm sorry, Rahab the harlot had already been told about this, and so had all the other people about God walking with them. That their God had already given them the land. God has already gone before them. The only thing that these tribes needed to do was work together. The battle was already won. So, what stops a winning battle? Selfishness, jockeying for position, jealousy, fear, which is a very general word, which a lot of these things are all encapsulated in fear. The battle is already won if you can figure out how to walk across the Jordan and take the land. With the help of 3 tribes who made a commitment, who are already wealthy, they already got their land, their wives and their children are already at their land, but they've made a commitment to go across with the other tribes and fight the battle, which is already won, to help establish everyone else. Do you know what role you're playing, and do you know the role that everyone else is playing in your life? Are you the hindrance in helping others succeed because you already got yours? Are you the hindrance to those who are looking across the Jordan because you're scared to stand in the heavy water, not knowing, not understanding that God is going to stop the flow of the water? Are you the one that don't want to pick up the stones and place them where they're supposed to be as a memorial for the kids coming afterwards? Are you the one that's stopping the flow of blessing? Not to you, but to everyone else. Do you not see yourself as a member of the kingdom? Or are you one of those people who are saying, hey, listen, I got mine. Now you just go get yours. I don't need you. It's me and my few, and I'm cool. Talk to you in December 2024, and we'll celebrate going into January 2025. And thank you for taking the journey with us. It was a great journey to Canaan. And now we're going into the season of battle. And the victory has already been won. God bless you.